create a balance. When people are educated, when people have learned, but there are no legitimate ways for them to make something for them, there are no legitimate ways to get opportunities, the outcome is criminality. Because these people are being pushed to extremes. Imagine someone who has had a loan, has studied for 4 years, then they come out, they can get an opportunity. Then when they are in an interview, someone just steps in and calls someone who is somewhere, and they get a job and they can get a job. How does that someone feel? So these youth or the Gen Z are trying to say we are not being heard, there are no opportunity for us, and we are dealing with a very different group of people. In the past, the norm was that the children or the younger ones never challenge the older ones, even if the older ones are not wrong. But in this situation, we have the younger ones pushed to the wall where they either break or break something. And what we are seeing is the outcome of that push. So what we need to do now is sober up. Both the older generation and the younger generation. Sober up and say, man, we are at a bad point. We are at a crossroad, and we need to sit down and listen downwards, and they need to speak upwards so that we can have a conversation that is growing. Otherwise, if we start changing cards and blaming it on morality, you see, that is like shifting the blames to them. But you see, the morality keeps on switching because, for example, it is unlawful for you to drive at high speed, for example. But if you are driving your child to the hospital, then is it immoral? It is still unlawful, but it is no longer immoral, you see. It is unlawful to hurt someone. But what if you find them raping a kid? Then it becomes morally right to hurt them to save the kid. So we are having a situation whereby it is like two wrongs, and we have to accommodate each other. Instead of calling each other out, let's come together and reason out, because I know that the youth are really pressed at this point.
You know, I spoke to Mulamba sometime, I think last week as well.
Yes.
He was so rigid, and he said that we're not about to make an about turn. Correct me if I am wrong, Mulamba, but allow us to as well loop in Ruth.